time for another edition of Beer League Talks Crease Keepers. I'm BLT goalie Brian. This is Fred, BLT goalie Jesus.
How's it going?
Coming back to you from beautiful Mount Laurel, New Jersey, otherwise known as the armpit of America. We're not in the pro shop tonight, unfortunately. We're going to be in the back locker room. I just got done a game, and it did not go so very well. Let's just say I'm going to save that little tidbit for a rant a little bit later. So, anything interesting going on? I know I got a good story. Anything going on with your games?
Just waiting to hopefully get to you guys in the ship. You know, we have one game we gotta win. That's right.
That's right. For those of you guys don't know, which 9 times out of 10, whenever we talk about our hockey playing, it's you guys don't know. Me and Fred will be in playoffs coming in probably like a week, maybe 2.
Yeah, start the 7th.
Yes, and we only got one game to win against other teams. Then we play each other for championship. So hopefully that happens again, so I can beat Fred in overtime once again.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Ain't gonna happen.
It happened once.
You're gonna fold under that pressure, big guy.
I only get better under pressure, and this time I'm getting drunk before the game because I play way better after 5 beers.
Yeah, you can tell. But yeah, you know, playoffs, it'll be fun. I mean, I think there's officially 3 people from the original roster, so I don't even know how we're gonna field a team.
Yeah, you guys have got some nasty injuries
everyone's
too.
hurt. Or just the last game that we had where we got shelled, but it didn't matter because we were already in 3rd place because we couldn't win a game in regulation to save our lives.
I mean, that's not a terrible thing. So I got to go down to beautiful Nashville, Tennessee. My police and fire team went down for as you guys heard on the rocket dryer demo. We went down there. We won a whole thing, and we played against other awesome police and fire teams. It was a great tournament. Raised a lot of money for good charities, and it was all around great time. You know, a great town, amazing food. If I went down there, I'd be in triple XL goalie equipment. I mean, I'd be huge. Food's just so good. There's so many breweries and so much beer.
Cover more net, though.
What?
Cover more net. Probably would help you out tonight.
Oof, that's low, dude. That's just wrong.
So
okay. So that being said, Fred here being the veteran when it comes to tournament play, and you know, me being somebody who's never actually gotten the chance to play in a draft tournament. I have played other independent tournaments on my own, and they're always a lot of fun. So that I think will be our first topic for the night.
Okay.
What do you? I got my cheat sheet again. So first, we're going to go to the obvious question. Traveling with all your gear.
Fuck you.
Yeah. So I bring this up because there's a really good story, not from me, because I've never had a problem traveling because I drive with my stuff. But unfortunately, for Fred, he had to fly across the Atlantic Ocean. And you can tell the rest of the story.
Went to Austria for a draft tournament. Get to England. Gear's there. Go from England to Dusseldorf, Germany, I believe. Gear was apparently there because that's where it got left because they never put it on my connecting flight to Salzburg. So I had the fun time of playing in a 3-day tournament, well, 2-day tournament in mix and match goalie gear, which thank you to everyone that helped me out with that, but it was still, you know, it wasn't too fun.
It's not your gear. It's not
an option. You need a one-way ticket. The jump from plane to plane thing. Every time you skip a plane, guaranteed to lose your stuff. That's just how that works.
I have a buddy that plays in Ireland in the leagues over there. Yeah, Nigel. He what's going on, Nigel? If you get the chance to watch, I still don't have an Irish passport, unfortunately, so I can't play for the national team. You know, he asked me to do that once. He's like, you got a passport? And I went,
I have one. Just saying.
Well, I have one too, but I told him it was a United States passport. He goes, oh, well, I thought you were Irish. And I went, what part of me made you think that I was from Ireland?
Santorum.
Totally. So, one big thing I've had international guys tell me is that you should just mail your gear to wherever you're going. Freight, overnight, or whatever it's got to be, just mail it. Because if you're going to take connecting flights, there's a huge chance, like what happened to Fred, that you lose your stuff. Now, me on the other hand, I pretty much have had an SUV since I could drive. And I will pack my car to the gills, sometimes even ratchet strapping my gear to the top of the car so I got multiple people going, if the weather's going to be nice. So, just traveling in general with your gear, you want to make sure that your gear is dried out, your underclothes and your gitch are, again, that's underwear for you non-hockey speaking players and vendors. And so you want to make sure all that stuff is organized, ready to go. You toss it in the back of the car, you head out on your way. If you're going somewhere on a plane, you want to make sure that your sticks are wrapped together because they don't care at airports. They see your hockey equipment and they're like, oh, well, it'll last. And they toss it into the underbelly of the plane. And I've had horror stories about guys getting broken sticks. So the majority of what I've heard is that you take your sticks together, it increases the strength of them and less chance of them to break. If you're going to have anything in your bag, make sure that your helmet is in a helmet bag. Make sure that your pads are inside your bag, and if they're not, get a separate bag for them because there's all kinds of stuff that can tear your pads up, rip holes in them. Yeah, they don't care at an airport. So you have to do the footwork to make sure that your stuff is safe before you even get there. So you want to pre-plan, pre-pack, and worst comes to worst, throw some money aside so you can buy yourself some underwear if it doesn't show up.
Well, luckily though, I mean, I've got Boston in 2 weeks with the draft tournament. That's going to be a fun time.
I'm so very jealous. My birthday is St. Patrick's Day, and I was supposed to go last year to Boston. I didn't get a chance to, and to the draft tournament. I was supposed to go to Las Vegas in February, and I didn't get a chance to go to that. I was supposed to go to AC in August. I couldn't go to that because I was too good. Nick?
Oh, then we have the Flyers, adult hockey tournament?
Yes, the Philadelphia Flyers are putting on a fantasy draft, or not draft tournament, like a men's league tournament, and a bunch of our drop-in buddies and pals and all that stuff put a team together, and we got a lot of teams coming in from our area, everybody we know, so it'll be a good time. We have that in what, Voorhees?
Yeah, first week, well, I guess first or technically second week in April, it's the 6th or something. And
then I'm going right to Boston after that, to play in another police and fire tournament, and then we got good old checking for charity.
Well, before that, I got a cannon in Montreal last weekend in April.
Ooh-wee. Great town, great town.
Yep, wee.
So, that being said, we've gone over how to transport your gear for a tournament. What do you do when you're in these tournaments and you can't really, you can't go anywhere. You can't leave and go home. I mean, sometimes you can't even leave the rink because you're stuck there. What do you do to kind of keep yourself in the game? I know like when I'm there, it's kind of like just kind of chill, relax. Like we have tailwind. When I played in AC for the Can-Am, it was kind of hanging out with the boys. And
is it summertime?
Yeah.
Dry your gear out on the hood of your truck and just stereo in the back with beer. Teammates, no teammates, whatever. But
it's a grind though. It's
but it's fun.
It's supposed to be fun. It's absolutely supposed to be fun. But it can turn into like a grind. Like when I played in AC, a team's goalie just dropped out on like Saturday morning. Yeah, so I wound up playing my team's games and then their team's games. And
that's different though, because now you're actually putting your team at a disadvantage because you're sapping yourself for somebody else.
Or I'm helping my team by tanking for the other team.
All by playing up like yourself.
That's not nice. That's not nice at all. So just trying to keep your mindset in it. So you like to relax, chill, drink beer, listen to music, hang out with the guys. I like to do some tailgate stuff, watch some other games, and then, like when my team goes out, we'll get to the rink, we'll play our games, we'll have a couple beers in the locker room afterwards. If we got a lot of time between, we'll go get something to eat. If we don't have a lot of time, we'll kind of hang out at the rink, recuperate. Maybe if it's nice outside, try and dry our gear. If we can't do that,
give each other massages.
Why does it have to go there? Why? It was one time. It was one time, and he offered. So
$5.
yeah, $20 is $20. Okay, so we have like the relaxation between games. What do you do when it's just kind of like you get lumped into a tournament? Have you ever done that? Have you ever well, I mean, it's draft tournament. It's like you kind of pick your team at the draft party, but like you don't really know what you're going to get.
It makes the in between actually a little easier because you kind of spend that time to get to know your teammates, kind of thing. Like with draft tournaments, it's the first night you're just getting blackout drunk for the most. I mean, ask Ryan.
I love getting blackout drunk.
Ask Ryan.
Our buddy Ryan, who went to the AC tournament with Fred, went to the party, and Fred essentially wound up having to carry him back to the room.
Oh, no. He made it back. I left 20 minutes after he did, and I got to the hotel 10 minutes before he did. Then he went to the bathroom and woke up 6 hours later with the shower on. I just only like taking long ass showers, but apparently he passed out in the shower. Then, game one, he pitched a shutout against me. It was 1-0. That mother. I was all about it.
Surgery.
I spent all that money poisoning him, and he still won.
So, when you're in the tournament and you don't know, what do you do to bring yourself? If you get tanked and like shellacked in the first game, what do you do to kind of come back from that in the next game? One, you don't always have a ton of time to kind of recuperate, get yourself back to square one. And two, you're stuck with these guys and gals for the rest of the weekend.
Have fun, man. And tournaments are all about fun. Look, it's not competitive.
I'm competitive.
No, I'm not saying like as a person. I'm just saying the actual tournament itself. It's a tournament, so it's slightly competitive. Honestly, you're playing for bragging rights.
Okay.
So me and look, you just gotta. All right, well, paid the money. I'm here. You got it. If you just let it ruin it, just have fun.
Fair enough. All right. So. We talked about tournament play, we talked about, mentalities and stuff like that, keeping yourself together, packing your stuff, making sure it gets there okay. What is your favorite part of going away to tournaments? Is it seeing the city that you're going to? Is it playing the games up there? Or is it just, the hanging out with the rest of the team?
Probably all of it. Travel, I like just to travel in general. Like I'm completely cool with just getting in a car and driving for 10 hours.
Right.
Yes. But I mean, especially if you're going up with a team of people that you know, like, and it's not one of the ones like a draft tournament. Like, all right, well, here's your team. That's a little different. I mean, but you still have the time to learn who they are. But if you're going up with your team, you obviously are going up with people that you know, cool with. So odds are, show up. If you're getting a hotel, you check in a little early, visit the town a little bit, go play a game or two, go out that night, hit a bar up, go to a restaurant, just relax.
I know my guys when we go out, normally it's, you're there Friday, you get there Thursday or Friday, and you may have a game on Friday. I know with us, it's usually either Friday morning or Friday afternoon. You'll play your game, you go out that night, you have a great time, you wake up the next morning, some guys a lot more hungover than others. You play your games, if you have another one within an hour of each other, which is what happened to us in Nashville. We played Friday morning.
Get some in and out, some shit, some quick food, the convenience store, hit the 7-Eleven.
We ate at the rink. They had a nice the Ford Ice Center in Nashville, or it's in Antioch, Tennessee. Has a great little restaurant in there, all kinds of different food, Gatorade, energy drinks, protein shakes, anything you possibly need. And those people down there are awesome. Nashville, you guys are phenomenal hosts when it comes to anybody. We pulled up with a trailer with like 15 dudes worth of equipment in it, and we're like, we walked to the front desk, we're like, we got a trailer, and he's like, why don't y'all park it out back? Just make sure you go get. You
gotta do the voice.
I kid you not. The guy sounded like the vet from the ranch. He was hilarious. He's like, you might want to go down to the Harbor Freight and pick yourself up a chain because you want to keep people that are honest out of there. And I went, well, what about people who are dishonest? He goes, well, they'll just take it.
They'll take the whole thing.
Yeah. So thankfully we didn't have a problem with that. We locked the trailer up. It was there all weekend. Nobody touched it. It was a great time. Nashville was phenomenal. If any of you guys have a chance to go and haven't been, go. Nick, I think it would be a phenomenal spot to have a draft tournament if you haven't already. They've got 2 nice rinks. The locker rooms are huge.
Where is this?
Nashville. The Ford Ice Center where the Predators practice. They gave us tickets to Thursday night's game. I got to watch Pekarine's 300th win. They chant. We're from Philadelphia. We hate everybody. We're the worst fans in the entire NHL.
I know where this is going. Still, no one from Nashville shows up at a random, not even hockey. It could be a football game with a Crosby suck shirt or something. That Philly fans will never be me. I understand Nashville's good. Go on with your little.
But they chant all game long. I mean, and coming from somebody that is like a born and bred Philadelphia fan. I'm a hockey fan, but I'm a born and bred Philadelphia fan, and I embrace the culture. I embrace that nobody likes us. Everybody hates us. The leagues hate us.
The
fans hate us. Exactly. You know, and the song from the Super Bowl parade was perfect. No one likes us. We don't care. But Nashville, you guys are savages. Nashville scores 1 goal on the opposing team's goalie. You guys go into a 10-minute chant from time of goal to when the chant's finished, just berating and harassing the goaltender. Yeah, look, it was phenomenal. I was so proud to watch. But after 7 goals, I wanted to jump off the second level.
35 minutes of just...
Oh, God, it was... If I have to hear, I like it, I love it, I want some more of it, ever again, I'm going to hit somebody with a fucking beer bottle.
All right, go ahead.
So, I'm not going to rant. I was proud of you guys. It just got a little annoying. It's cool. I'm keeping my calm, even though I had a rough game prior to this taping.
That wasn't that
We
bad.
have other... You shut your mouth. You are only... Oh.
I got to watch.
No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it right now. We have other topics we got to discuss. I will vent in due time.
Spoiler alert. It was the ref's fault.
Dude! Why you gotta do that? Why do you have to set the trigger? What? You know what? I'm doing it right now.
There we go.
As a referee, okay, when I'm in the middle of a game of E-leaguers that can't skate on their own and they fall over their own goddamn sticks, I'm not going to call anything. You're playing a game that's already 5-1. Why are you calling extra penalties? And to that effect, why it was 5-1? Because my own team doesn't know how to follow directions. You have that problem? Because I know when I go to my upper level teams and I tell them to do something, they can do it. When I point blank stare at the defenseman and I say, if you get the puck and they're pressuring, send it up the boards. And then for the next 30 minutes of the game, you send it up the middle, right to their stick. And they get shots on net from the slot. All I want to do is strangle and choke the life out of you. I can find somebody else to replace you. I can go get a hockey mom and teach her how to skate, and she would probably play better defense than you. I can play the puck better than you. How is it that when I play the puck, it's always up the boards? How is it when my defensemen play the puck, they're throwing it up the middle? The one thing you learn as a defenseman at a young age not to do.
Go on. I know you got more. Look, I will say
saving it
the other
for
team,
later.
And when I was watching the second period, there was clearly an offsides call that was nowhere near offside. So
that's what you got out of that game. That entire shit show is what you got out of that game. One offside,
barely hit the home run.
Everything I just ranted about, he saw one offsides. That's what was wrong with the entire game. That's why we lost. Not because my defensemen are pylons that snails could move around. These guys make.
Well, you guys also had that stoppage because they had to replace the net.
What?
Yeah. All the pucks hitting it. Wired a hole.
Nick, I want a new coach.
The other guy got 1 goal against, so.
Yeah, but it was like a legitimate goal. I had to worry about deflections off people's asses, legs, sticks, screens in front. Nobody's lifting sticks. Guys are just standing in front of me. And you know what's funny? I'm friends with the guys on the other team, and they were shellacking me. I mean, no fucking mercy. I'm going to have sunburn on my neck for a week. Moving on. We've talked about tournament play. We're going to talk about something that's a little bit more close to home, and it's a literal statement because it is close to home.
High goals against average.
Oh God, I hate you so much. I hate you so fucking much. Oh my God. You know what? I'm going to tell Nick to score on you every time he's in the tournament. I was on your side at one point. Now I'm not. Significant others as a goaltender.
Yeah.
I know you guys deal with it. I know I deal with it. I dealt with my ex-wife. What we want to hear from you guys. You guys let us know when you watch this in the comment section. When you guys go out to play hockey, does anybody else get the guilt trip 20 minutes before you're about to leave? Oh, come on, do you really have to go? Yes, I have to go. There's nobody else that's going to jump in 20 minutes before I'm leaving. I have a 36-person list of goaltenders. Meanwhile, I'm going to go on another rant because I had a guy no-show on me when I had him subbing in for a team.
Ooh.
Yeah, so that's a whole other story. That's a whole other story. Yeah, so I had an instance tonight. Me and my girl had dinner, and
where'd you go?
at home. We had a very nice dinner at home, and I'm getting, we decided to watch an episode of something on Netflix. I forget what it is.
Jersey Shore?
No, no, it's that Crown movie about Queen Elizabeth. I don't know. She got me into it, and now I'm hooked on it. And then it's a pretty cool story. I'm a big fan of Winston Churchill. I think every baby ever born looks like him, and I think bulldogs look like him. So. So we're watching the show, and it's getting to be about over, and all of a sudden I get, I don't want you to go play hockey, can you stay home? And I'm like, no, I can't. Like, unfortunately, you know what you're getting into when you start dating a goalie. And if you don't know, I'm going to tell you right now. Show this to your wives, show this to your girlfriends, show this to anybody that you might be dating, show this to the girl that you hook up with on Friday nights, or that calls you because you're kind of ugly but you're really good in bed. True story. We're goalies. We don't always have somebody. It's not like when we play competitively or when we play as a youth where we have somebody that can back us up. Normally at a beer league, you're the only guy there. You need at least 12 hours, 10 hours to find a sub. At very least, you can probably find somebody with 5 hours to go, but it's really hard. It's difficult to find somebody that can step in. I'm lucky because I run a sub list. So I have 36 to 40 guys at my disposal that I can call. Individually, through a list, I sent out a mass text message. Fred, you're on it. You step in for me quite a bit. But we can't just not go. We're not forwards or defensemen. We can't just be like, you know what, forget it. There's 13 guys showing up to the game. I don't feel like going. I'm not going. I'm tired from work, whatever. We got to be there. There's plenty of times where and it's not often, but there's plenty of times where, like, I'd rather be at home. I'd rather be hanging out with my kid or, hanging out with my girlfriend or go do something or go to a bar or something.
There's going to be a light bench and it's an 11 o'clock game.
Or, yeah, like I've had this experience earlier in the season.
When 6 guys.
Like,
at 11 p.m.
6 guys. You kidding me?
Coming?
5 guys. Try having 5 guys show up and you're the goaltender. Yeah, Iron Man hockey at its best. I make sure there's beer in the locker room after those games. But girls and guys, significant others, you got to understand, we're the only goaltender there. If we let them go, they're going to be pissed at us, and we're going to. You can't play a game without a goaltender. Honestly, it's no fun. There's no enjoyment in it, and the game's meant to be played with a goaltender. So if you are the steady goaltender, I can see if you're going to sub and something comes up and you can't make it. That's one thing. If you are a significant other, don't give your goalie crap about going to the game. You knew about the game beforehand. If it's a last-minute sub, maybe you can get a little mad at them. Oh, I wanted to spend time. Whatever. That's fine. We'll take that on the chin. It is what it is. It's part of the position. But when you know about these games and the schedule comes out, we put them on a calendar and we put them on, the time apps on phone where it tells you both have a calendar on there where you share things, and it's actually really not a bad idea. It saved me a lot of grief. But you can't guilt trip us like that, because one, you're already putting us at a disadvantage because now we feel bad. Some of us feel bad. I mean, I did. And, it ruins the mentality sometimes. Like, you're all happy because you're having a great time, and then the person pulls out oh, you don't have to, do you have to go? Yes, I have to go. Yes, I'm the only goaltender. I got to be here. I'm sorry. Voice your opinion earlier next time so that I can try and figure things out. That being said, the significant others that are amazingly supportive and come to games, these are awesome. These are something else. You come into the 11 o'clock game or 10:50 game, 9 times out of 10, it's a new girlfriend. or somebody that's interested. Because I can tell you right now, I know I've never seen your wife at a game except for one, and she came to a charity game for me.
Yep.
And my girlfriend has ceased to come to games that are not before 9 o'clock.
Well, she was at the you guys were state police.
That's what I mean.
I mean, she was working.
Right, but she was there. So, that being said, lay off a little bit. Yeah, it's not a huge deal that you guys are going to let us out. And, you know, the guilt trip does not help us mentally. And it just, all it does is throw us off our game. So, that being said, I plead with significant others everywhere. And this is just me. You guys can send me hate mail if you want to. Us goalies have to be there. If you know about the game, if you don't want the person to be there because you want to be, you know, with them or whatever, tell us beforehand. Give us a heads up. Don't just drop it on us before we walk out the door, because then we feel bad and it ruins our night.
Yeah.
All right? So, I mean, I don't normally have that problem with Lauren. She knows that, you know, when I'm getting ready to leave, she's like, all right, bye. See ya.
Yeah, it's a little tight with me.
Yeah.
My wife is a little pissed. I work 6 days a week right now, so.
It's not easy. It's not easy.
Time's scarce.
Beer league is all about having fun.
I gotta be there.
Right, exactly. So, one thing that I wanted to go over, and I had this happen to me down in Nashville, and it's up there with disrespectful teammates that do, you know, like the shutout thing before the game's over and stuff like that, is snowing the goalie. What fucking purpose do you guys derive from ever snowing a goaltender? What advantage do you get? What purpose does it serve other than you guys being a giant bag of douche water? What goes through your head where you go, well, you know what? I think I'm going to get in on this guy's mental game and I'm going to snow him. No, he likes it. You're just a dickhead. It does nothing to us. I'm sorry. That shit went out the fucking door in the 90s. Snowing a goalie and pissing them off. You know what's going to happen when you snow me? If I can get my hands on you, I'm going to drag you back into my cage and I'm going to beat the shit out of you, or you're not going to like the other thing that I do, because sometimes I swing both ways. And that happens on the ice sometimes. True story. It was one time, and he was really handsome, and he had pretty blue eyes. Anyway, so I digress. Don't be a jerk off and snow the goaltender. All right, some of you guys can't stop. We get it. You suck at skating, Nick. I'm just kidding, Nick. That was a total farce. I mean, you score on your own goaltender, but I hear you can actually skate. There's nothing there for you. There's nothing. You gain nothing. So one of two things is going to happen. Either my defenseman's going to beat the shit out of you, and he's going to take a penalty, and you're going to try and fight back, and you're going to take a penalty, or I'm just going to drag you into my cage and eat you, or beat the shit out of you, depending on whether or not I had dinner.
Eat some ass.
What?
Yeah, that's what you're going to do.
Oh, I can't.
Look, I guess I'm more like Grizz, I guess. You know, why you have to be mad all the time? I'm built for winter. Alright?
Yeah. Well, so am I, but you are a lot calmer in a game than I am.
I go through a gallon of water in a game. Right? Get a little snowfall. I'm gonna give him a high five. No. I understand it's not a disrespect.
No. If somebody snows me, I'm gonna get an assault charge.
Yeah, see? I just don't care.
I mean, listen.
Just think of the electric slide.
You're the guy that does the electric slide during the game. I ruptured a guy's testicle for fucking with me in the game. So, I mean, that's personality differences.
Just don't whack at me. Like, if the puck clearly comes,
that's another thing.
That's the shit that'll get
What the fuck are you poking at? Okay? I know we were just talking about the snow and the goalie. How about we go into the whole respect of the goaltender thing? Because if you don't want your goaltender to get screwed with, why would you screw with another one? Alright? If I had the puck honestly covered, I mean just stick down, glove over top, I'm hunched over the top of it, what would possess you to come in and stab at me? Okay? What if I waited until you came in, I gloved the puck, and I took a shot and gave you a blocker right in the fucking mouth? You wouldn't like it, would you? Would you? I gotta go to work tomorrow, and so do you. But guaranteed, if you start poking at me, you're not going to work tomorrow. I'm gonna make sure of it. Because guess where you're going? Urgent care.
Well, I got that, I understand. The down covered. But to me, give them one. I'll give them a little, not a slag.
Normally, that's all they do. That's all you get.
It's when you're here,
and guy comes across with a baseball swing.
Yeah, that's the go time.
I've got a tall set of games for going after guys for doing that. You know, it's a common respect thing. All right, what's one of the greatest traditions in our game? Everybody shakes hands afterwards, right? Yeah. We play a respectful game. All right, you know, we're gonna have guys that are goons. You have checking lines and pros. You know, it's a rough game.
Energy lines, right?
Energy lines. Sorry, it's not PC to say checking lines anymore. So that's fucked up. It's a respect thing. You give respect to get respect. All right. I'll joke around with guys that I know. If a guy comes in, takes a late poke, and I know him, I'll be like, yo, you better have your life insurance paid up. I give him a little bit of a joke, but if it turns into, you know, a constant thing, or the guy takes a nice baseball swing or lumberjacks me, you don't be mad when we give you a shot, or when we get up and give you some, or when our defenseman jumps over top of you.
My usual go-to is, like you say something to them, they go, well, you know, I hear the whistle, you know, we're playing hockey. All right, we'll play hockey, we'll play hockey. That's usually my comeback. And once they scream me, I just take their goddamn ankle out.
I love that. I love that comeback. Oh, we're playing hockey. No, you're not playing hockey. You're being a douche. Yeah, it's beer league, dude. It is hockey, but you're not. Listen, I'm so tired of you beer leaguers that think you're playing for the pros. I'm so tired of you guys that think there's the scout up in the stands. You gotta walk into the zone, you gotta wait. You're 5 feet away from me, you gotta rip a slap shot. Half of you don't know how to rip a slap shot.
Ooh. Yo, by the way, the team that we gotta play for the first of the playoffs, that motherfucker, they got a defenseman that he's got a Sawyer shot.
Gotcha.
Dude.
For those of you guys that don't know, we spoke about the guy Sawyer before. He's a good buddy of ours. Man's got a cannon. I mean, even for beer league, that guy shoots hard. I mean, he puts bruises on me through my chest protector, through my pants. He's put bruises through my pads.
This shit called bearskin. Oh my god.
It's not good. It's not good, man. It's not good.
Wing's still messed up. That's bullshit.
So, I got a couple complaints about the last episode where I had, if you'd be so kind to grab your skate. I did a demo about the differences between modern goaltending skates, the new countingless lines, and ones with countings on them. So that's figure skate. So what we have, all right. So what we have here is I have my skate, which is a Graph Super G 5500. There's differences between the boots. So what you'll see is on my skate, there is no sidewall on the count. You'll see the front and the under tube.
Chop down.
Yeah. So old goaltending skates used to have all this here covered. Because what you used to do is, when you're standing in your stance, you would sometimes kick your foot out this way, or you paddle down and it would hit the bottom of your boot. And the toe of your skate always stuck out the front because there was a hole for it, and you would buckle it in. Gave you more mobility, and it gave less bend to the pad. So the pad sat flush against your foot and the bottom of your leg. What they have since done, because they figured out that as goaltending pads evolve, you cut away this section here so that when your blade is on the ice and you go into a deeper butterfly, the cowling doesn't push your blade off the ice. Okay? So they've engineered that even further. What you have now is you have the cowlingless goalie skate. A lot lighter, no cowling whatsoever. It has the same toque, which is a blade holder as a regular skate. It's designed for a goalie because we have the flat blades. It's a lower profile boot, less Achilles protection because again, you are behind the pad. It is behind the pad, and there's less chance of somebody falling on you. But that being said, you still should wear the proper protection, which they have Kevlar socks available to protect your Achilles guard. Because again, as goaltenders, we don't get that big, tall Achilles guard on the back because we need more mobile skates and we need more flexibility. What you'll see with these skates, and these are the Pro stocks.
Yeah, the 1S's.
Yeah. So these are the 1S cowlingless goalie skates. They now have the X700 series. The
X's. It's
yeah.
The Vapors.
Yeah, they have the Bauer Vapor down. These are the Supremes. This is the 1S Pro Stock version. It's got the Kevlar weave on the sides of the boots. It has the reinforced toe, which really the only thing you need out of these skates anymore that is part of the old goaltending style of skate is the toe cap, because even though you have the padding in front of you and pads are designed now that only really, the only thing that extends out from under your boot is your toe and the bottom of the skate. So what you're going to have now is, with these skates, the way they're designed is there's no counting. So you have such an extreme attack angle. When your blade is on the ice, it is able to touch the ice a lot longer as you go into that split and or butterfly and when you push. Normally, with a regular skate, your blade's up here when you're pushing across in your butterfly. When you're in the 1S skates or the vapor lines, you can get a much more aggressive angle when you're pushing across so that your pad can be further towards the ice. Just a little bit of innovation in goaltending.
Reactionary too. I mean,
yeah.
If you're trying to shuffle quick, you don't have to lift your knee as high.
Exactly.
To
normally your pads would be at an angle, similar to this. So one's down here, and you're pushing across. Now you can get almost perpendicular, so your pads are more flush to the ice than they would normally be with an old style skate. You don't have to worry about blowing a tire, which is your skate forcing your blade off the ice because of the cowling.
Sucks.
Yeah, it's a nice feature. I have a pair, not a huge fan. Just don't like the way the blades are. I gotta get them profiled, and then it might be a little bit better. I do prefer the graph profiling. It's a lot more akin to my skating style. I like to come out and play the puck. It lets me be more mobile. What the 1S blade does, it's a longer, flatter blade, and it makes you more stable in your butterfly. So that's a recap of what we did on the other show. A little bit of goalie equipment talk. We're going to have more. We're going to talk pads in a couple of weeks, different styles, Vaughn versus CCM, Bryans versus Warrior, Passau versus Passau versus what's that guy that never sends you your pads when you order them? Battram. I hear they're decent pads, just really long wait period. So apparently he's got really bad reviews, but it is what it is. We're going to talk about it all. Chest protectors. We're going to talk about angle brakes on blockers and gloves. We're going to talk about helmets, innovations in helmets, and where you've gone from this awesome looking helmet that doesn't really protect much other than, a wee bit of your face to, modern goaltending helmets, which completely encapsulate your head and are literally bomb-proof. We talked about before, Fred got a brand new paint job, and it is phenomenal. It is a Norse mythology paint job. You have Odin on the top, you have a Tyr on the side, you have Tyr on the one side, you have Thor on the other, and you have Thor's hammer on the chin. You guys can see that. And you have the
helmet.
Yes, you have the Nordic symbol on the back. Fantastic paint job. And if you guys, was it Byronic Air? Byronic Air, fabulous. I mean, all the paint jobs I've ever seen, they're NHL caliber and quality. But if you guys can see on the inside of the cage right there, first day Fred got the mask, bang, took one right between the eyes, paint chipped. So
the mask itself does Omni X1 Pro. You were there for that.
Great helmet. Omni's got awesome helmets. I love it.
Nothing.
Oh, yeah.
I was just irate.
Well, I mean, I would be too. It's a fantastic paint job. So, we've gone through all this stuff. I had my itinerary. You got anything that you'd like to bring up?
Back to tournament play, like Brian said before, get some kind of drying bag. Whether it's a rocket dryer or like they have like a closet or something. It helps.
Oh yes, Rocket. They have a closet now. They have a big box down. Yeah.
Whether it's just for look, I will dry out. The only thing that's important to me is compression shorts, compression shirt, and just pretty much anything that has contact to the skin. Gloves I don't really care about because once they're wet, they're actually broken in more for me.
Yeah.
No, not for you?
No, I can't stand wet gear. My stuff was wet tonight from the other night, and it's gross. My gloves squish, my feet squish in my skates, and I'm like you, I sweat a ton, but like, it just, so, where we're going with this show, and things like we keep saying, things are gonna improve. It's a rough area.
It's progress.
Yeah, it's a progress thing.
Trust the process.
Exactly. Trust the process. It's fantastic. So one thing, as you guys, if you watch Beer League talk, know that our illustrious and gorgeous redhead April
Jesus Christ, here we go.
has decided to take up the mantle of goaltender. We couldn't be more excited to have somebody from that side of the hockey universe defect to the dark side.
It's great.
And come over to the goaltenders. We couldn't be happier.
How hard can it be?
Yeah, how hard can it be? So what we're going to be doing is every week we're going to be doing 3 to 4 on ice drills, just little pointers for our girl April to help her out because she is going to be going to a draft tournament and playing goaltender.
No, it's Beer League Talks
Pond hockey.
But that's in like 2 or 3 weeks though.
Right.
So
she's got a lot of ground to make up, and we are going to do everything we can to help her.
I do have to give props to April. That is a big responsibility to take on with 0 experience in such a short amount of time.
I can't think of a more beautiful woman to do it. I mean, awesome person to do it. For all of you that don't know,
here we go.
I have a thing for redheads. I always have. It started with Jessica Rabbit. So April may or may not be a figment of, now that she's a goalie, it's even worse. I mean, what am I going to do? But all that aside, me and Fred are going to be posting all kinds of stuff over the next couple of weeks. It may just be me. It may just be Fred. We may do it together. We're going to post instructional stuff. We're going to do basics. We're going to start off with basic stuff, and we're going to build from there. That way, by the time April comes to Atlantic City, if she comes to Atlantic City, we don't know if she will. She better.
She was here last year.
Here's two things. One, I want April to come up and do the beer chugging contest with all the goaltenders. 2, I want to drink.
No, hold on. That's our thing. We chug twice in a row. Let April go during her draft round.
Well, she's going to be a goaltender.
She's a goalie, yeah.
That's what I mean. She's going to be a goaltender now. So she ain't going back. We're going to get her Jessica Rabbit pads and all kinds of crazy stuff. Anyway, so we want April to come to AC. We want to chug beer with her. I want to out-chug and out-drink Danny, because I heard she's a absolute knockout on stage.
She's only doing Canadian drafts this year.
No! It's horrible. Horrible. No. You need to make an exception, Danny. This is from me to you. You need to make an exception. Because I hold the title of Chug Master General. I need to keep that. Now, I need it to be...
That's it. Team 1 every tournament.
Anyway, it's because I never get to play. Because Nick says I'm too good. I'm too good at chugging. I'm too good at hockey. I'm probably way too awesome at hanging out with people. That's totally not true. Everybody hates me. So, moving on to our next topic. Dealing with troublesome refs in a game.
All right, good. I'm gonna just step off side. You
I said earlier, as a referee, I don't always approve of what happens. I don't always like what's called. This goes across the board. This is not just one goalie talking to other goalies. This is now a goaltender talking to all hockey players. If you are getting hosed in a game, you do not do yourself, me, or any of our teammates any favors by blowing up on a referee. Yes, referees can make bogus calls. Yes, they can make dumb, assumptions, have a bad angle, make a mistake. You screaming at them does not do us any good. I had 2 guys get thrown out of my game tonight because they flipped out on a ref for something that they perceived as personal. You can't do that. Refs have a lot of leeway, at least down here in the United States, with throwing you out. There's an entire section of the rule book to protect them. And they have a lot of leeway with punishing players who are abusive, either verbally or otherwise. This is my public service announcement to the hockey community, especially beer leaguers. Don't scream at a ref. Nobody in the history of hockey has changed a referee's mind by yelling at him. If anything, you make it worse on yourself. Fair enough? Grab my black book.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Real quick.
This is my little black book goaltender.
Also, just like to say, some of the games that you have refed, maybe there's been some bad calls coming from your way. Your way.
I'm never wrong.
Oh, there we go.
I'm never wrong when I referee. You know why? Because I have the confidence to stick behind what I say. If I make a mistake and 2 people come to me from both teams and say, hey, you made a mistake, I will go, maybe I was wrong.
Do you ever get ran as a goalie, knock 6 feet out of your crease, and then have the guy say, no, that wasn't interference because your player was behind him?
When have I ever left a goalie out to dry as a referee?
I'm just saying this should happen to me. I got pulled halfway to the boards.
But again, that goes towards what I'm trying to say. That goes towards what I'm trying to explain to everybody. You're going to get bad calls. You're going to get hosed every once in a while.
Man,
but screaming and hollering at them is nothing. I'll take that. I'll take that. Some guys don't know what they're doing. Okay, I've got a great question. 2 great questions to round out the last few minutes of our episode tonight.
2 for 1.
Exactly. They kind of go hand in hand. All right, so eating before a game.
Yeah.
Do you do it hours before? Do you eat right before? Or are you one of them guys that's like, oh, I can't eat right now. I'll throw up. I know, like for me, I can't eat like a big meal. If I'm gonna eat like a big pasta meal, if I got like an A-League game or something that's gonna be like real fast paced and I'm gonna be doing a lot of work, I will normally eat a big pasta dinner with some chicken like 5 hours before the game, which is normally like dinner time. It's like dinner time anyway because we play at 10 o'clock at night. As for like games where I don't get a chance to eat, or if I'm getting done work and I'm gonna run home and get my stuff together and run back out the door and get to the rink, I'll just eat like a couple granola bars or something. Something simple. And I always have a couple beers before the game. That was me out. What do you do?
Well, given my medical condition.
For those who don't know, Fred's a type 1 diabetic, so he already is a warrior as far as I'm concerned with sports, especially playing hockey with his condition. What do you do to combat the diabetes?
I'm on a regimen, like for everything. So
you're stick thin, so you can't eat that much.
Bullshit. You see metabolism like this, but
yeah, no, I haven't. Have you seen my stomach jiggle?
3 hours before, like usually game time, I'll have dinner, my main meal, so and a half hour before we go on, like a little power bar or something like that. Just to throw that blood sugar up just enough to get me through the game.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea. That's, this goes for anybody. If we have any other diabetic goaltenders or any diabetic hockey players that are watching this, let us know what you guys do before the game. It might be something that somebody else doesn't know, or it might help somebody out. Like we said before, we want it to be a forum, so we have both sides of the coin. We have non-diabetic, fat ass, and diabetic guy who I wish I was built like.
The sweet spot for me with that is get my blood sugar up to like 180.
And then crest down?
Yeah, it'll slowly, by the time I'm done, it's back down.
So you go high and then you level out by the end of the game. Okay, I got you.
But it's like you just ate high. It's not like, oh, it's through the roof. Like after 20 minutes of playing, it's back down to normal.
Right.
But it's enough just to keep you sustained.
Well, what do you guys think? We want to hear from you guys. When you guys are getting ready for a game, do you guys eat big before the game? Do you just eat a little something? Do your nerves act up? Anybody that has diabetes, You know, is there a certain diet that you guys are on? Yeah, diet. You Wilford Brimleys of the medical and hockey world. What do you do before a game? What do you eat? Do you eat oatmeal? Do you eat chicken? Do you eat nerds? Do you eat pixie sticks? What do you do? You know, we want to know. Let us know what your dietary, you know, preferences are before games. Big games, league games, beer league games. We don't care. We want to know. It's the same thing that goes for, you know, dealing with shitty defensemen in your teams that just I can't it makes me
I heard at one point in the third period, I heard you say, "Oh great, it's the geriatric line again," and I fucking lost it.
the AARP line. I kid you not, guys. I had a line in front of me. Their collective age was over 200. 5 guys over 200. So you can imagine how great that was. Next topic, final one, and then we'll close things out. Energy drinks. What do you think?
Those awesome. Well, me, I can't.
Right.
Yeah, sure can. Well, I mean, but before, because you know, they make me jittery. Well, they made me jittery.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those. I can't focus. I'm kind of like
I got you. Okay.
So, then,
I was a fan of them for a while. I worked fire and EMS. I worked shift work jobs. I played hockey and everything. So I was a huge fan of energy drinks. I would drink Kickstarts, Monsters, and Red Bulls, and
Monster Jams,
all that stuff. I mean, I drink it all. And it was before games. I would use pre-workout I would put pre-workout in a water bottle, and I would drink it like all the way through the game. And I would wonder why. I would feel like shit afterwards. Guys, it's, in my opinion, it's a great pick-me-up. Maybe before the game.
It's not good to get through again.
No, because you crash. I mean, I know a lot of guys think, oh yeah, I'm going to drink a Red Bull before the game, I'll be good. Dude, that crash is coming. And if it's a crazy game where you're getting 30, 40 shots on net, it is coming fast. Like middle of the second period, you're going to feel like dog shit. So it's better to supplement with carbs and sugar and natural sugars and slow and complex sugars like bread and shit, peanut butter, than quick stuff like energy drinks. I know everybody loves them. I love them. I drink them when I'm tired, but you can't always rely on that to get you through a whole game. And you're going to wind up feeling like crap afterwards.
It's like doing meth.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm good to go.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, exactly. So, that's it for this episode. Unfortunately, things ran a little convoluted just because of the timing of our shoot and everything. Stay tuned. Nick, girls, thanks for having us on again.
Yep.
Next week's will be even better than the last. We're going to keep improving. I hope you guys enjoy the on ice stuff that we're going to cut in, and and we're going to start doing some single clips, just individual stuff. The funny things. I know me personally, I love to prank this asshole, and whenever I get the chance to, and he does the same thing to me.
So we got a month until that Flyers tournament, and I'm going to I'm gonna torture you.
This is what I have to deal with.
I'm gonna bench like
cellophane on the toilet seat, tape on my skate blades. He once tried to super glue my ass to the toilet seat. You know, there's all kinds of stuff that's going to go on, and we'll bring you back scenes with behind the scenes with us when we're doing a lot of this stuff. We'll go on the ice. We'll be in the locker room. Just it's going to get real fun. Next week we are going to have 2 guests with us, and we have an ex-pro and a guy who is just taking up goaltending for the first time.
Who in the hell?
It's a surprise.
Okay.
You actually know one of them, but it's a surprise. And
give me an
W.
Oh God, I'm lost.
Yeah, see, that's what I told you. It's a surprise. Stay tuned, guys. We got more stuff coming out, and it's not going to just be a once a week thing. We're going to start posting our post game brew review. We're going to do our exercise of the day, we are going to have some goaltending coaches come on and talk to us about their style, what they like to do. On and off the ice, we're going to do some physical trainers. We're going to do gear reviews. We're going to do on-the-spot stuff. We might do, little bits and pieces, like I said, where it might just be me, it might just be Fred, it might be both of us, but it won't be an hour-long segment. So, again, I'm Brian, BLT Goalie Brian. This is Fred, BLT Goalie Jesus. This has been Crease Keepers from Beer League Talk. Talk to you next time, guys.
Have a good one, guys.